All right, we're going to get started with Unit 11, Section 3, and in this section we're talking about scale drawings. So first things first, let's go over a couple definitions. A scale drawing is a 2D drawing that is similar to the object it represents. So the most important thing to know there is that a drawing is two-dimensional, whereas you'll see next that a scale model is three-dimensional. So still similar to the object that it represents, but we've got a 2D drawing and a 3D model. And then finally, the scale gives the relationship between the drawing or model, those dimensions, and then the actual dimensions. And you've probably seen a scale on a map if you've looked at one before. So it says using a scale drawing. On a map, the distance between two cities is 3 inches. What is the actual distance in miles between the two cities if the map scale is 1 inch to 70 miles? So I'm going to go ahead and set up my ratio here. So I've got 1 inch to 70 miles. And then the distance on the map, we have 3 inches. And we're wanting to know how many miles that is. So if you would like to rewrite this as a proportion, you could say 1 over 70 equals 3 over x. And if we cross multiply and solve for x, we're going to find that x equals 210 miles. All right, the next part says finding the scale of a drawing. So in a scale drawing, a wall is 2 inches long, and the actual wall is 10 feet. So we're trying to find the scale here, whereas in the previous one, we were given the scale. So we have 2 inches to 10 feet, and we want to know how much 1 inch is to how many feet. So if you notice, to go from 2 to 1, we're dividing by 2. So we're going to do the same thing here. So then we see that 1 inch equals 5 feet. So the scale would be 1 inch equals 5 feet. All right, now we're going to talk about writing a scale without units, and we're going to use the previous question to do this. So we just found that 1 inch equals 5 feet. And so to do it without units, we need to make sure that we are using the same units of measure, so either both in inches or both in feet. So I'm also going to say that 1 inch equals 60 inches because there's 12 inches in a foot, so 5 times 12 is 60. So the scale without units would be 1 to 60. All right, moving right along, we've got a word problem here about the Space Needle in Seattle. So a model of the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington has a scale of 1 to 110. The height of the Space Needle is 605 feet. We're finding the height of the model. So we're going to have 1 over 110. This is our model. This is our actual height. So this equals x over 605 feet. So if I set it up as a proportion, 1 over 110 equals x over 605. I then get 110x equals 605. And if I divide both sides by 110 to solve for x, I have x equals 5.5. All right, you have a couple review problems solving the proportions. If any of this was confusing or you need clarification, please don't hesitate to ask your teacher.